Heidi-ho neighbors, Rado Goji here, and welcome back to Let's Play Mega Man 3. Let's see if we can't get Shadow Man stage done, because, although I do like the fact that, we can, you know, they did put that little bit of, you know, whatever in... I guess that's not really a good way to put it, is it? I know that there are some people who don't like the whole Mega Man 2 boss section that's going on here. I liked it. I thought it, you know, added a little bit of, you know, whatever. I thought it was kind of neat that they did that. But when if you really think about it, this was when they started, you know. This is like the game before they started doing like 2 castles. Like, you know, in Mega Man 4 it was Cossack and Wily, in Mega Man 5 it was Proto Man and Wily, in Mega Man 6 it was Mr. X and Wily. And I guess in some way, shape, or form this takes the place of the first castle, I guess, before we go on to the final castle. I know you could probably guess who's behind this whole nefarious deed, but I'm still not going to spoil it. What's the fun in that? Oh, crap. Oh, thank God. Alright, we're at the halfway point of the level, and that's good enough for me. We still got a good few lives left, so... Ow. That could have gone a lot better than it did. Actually, he did scroll off the screen and scroll back on, so he's back at full health. That's alright, I can take him out from there, and no harm done. Same thing with this guy. The thing is, when he's swirling his chain hammer around before he throws it, he's invincible, so that's why he's a little bit of a pain, but, you know, we're probably gonna have to redo that again anyway. Oh, here's the magnet missile part. Now, when we were at this part before, we really couldn't get rid of these parachuting guys, and now there's frogs, too, and I hate the frogs in these games. And there really wasn't too much we could do about them, but now we can actually get them before they even come onto the screen. I know Magnet Missile isn't Heat Man's weakness, but... Oh, crap. Oh, thank God that worked. I did not want to go through that again, especially with no Magnet Missile for that section, but... We're at the final boss, so we can die here and start over. And get past this part of the game, because I really don't like it very much. Well, I like it just fine, it's just... in comparison to the robot masters in the final castle. Ugh. Actually, I think I might have accidentally spoiled who the bad guy is, but... And now I gotta go through trial and error trying to figure out what Heat Man's weakness is, because I can't for the life of me remember what it is. Is it Spark Shock? No, it is not Spark Shock. Oh, might want to... Shadow Blade. No! Yes, Shadow Blade is a weakness. Oh, dear lord, why am I sucking so bad? I don't normally suck this bad on Heat Man. It's probably because he's getting his projectiles off too quickly. Normally I can, you know, in Mega Man 2 I can get him in a rhythm. Where I, you know, just hit him and then he charges me and then I jump over it and then hit him again. But in this particular case, he is getting his fire projectiles off really, really quickly. And I'm not good at dodging things in an arc like that. So I can't jump over him because his projectiles hit me, and I can't... And it stuns me for a second there. I got him this time, though. Conversely, I am fairly good. I'm fairly good at using weapons that arc. But when it comes to dodging weapons that arc, a lot of the time, you know, it's really, it's not impossible, but it's kind of tough for me. So now we're gonna fight whoever Breakman is. It's basically just a copy of Proto Man. And I remember when Clement was doing this game, he kept calling Proto Man Breakman, even up to this point. But as you can see, Breakman uses a completely different sprite. I think they were meant to be using this sprite during the main part of the game, but they just didn't do it for some reason. But that's just, you know, a little... Oh, hello, Dr. Light. Oh no, right after we received the last element, which is what the Robot Masters were guarding, Wily ran off with Gamma. It was Dr. Wily the whole time. Oh no, what a surprise. Yeah, I'm just gonna spoil every original Mega Man game from here on out. It's Dr. Wily. Dr. Wily's the final boss. Dr. Wily's the one behind it the whole time. And that's every original series Mega Man game. Well, Mega Man 1 and 2, it really wasn't... You know, it made it apparent that it was Wily right off the bat. It didn't make any secrets as to who it was. Mega Man 3, they have... Well, Mega Man 3, this game, it really isn't apparent throughout when you're actually playing the game. You actually have to read the instruction manual and get the backstory to make it be somewhat of a shock. Now, Mega Man 4, they made you think it was Dr. Cossack, it was Dr. Wily. Mega Man 5 made you think it was Proto Man, it was Dr. Wily. Mega Man 6 made you think it was some guy named Mr. X. Mr. X is Dr. Wily in disguise. Mega Man 7 and 8 were really quite, you know, forward with it being Dr. Wily. 9 tried to make it look like it was Dr. Light, but, you know, yeah, right, like, that's really gonna happen. It's not Dr. Light. And, you know, Mega Man 10, I don't think it made it too much of a secret that it was Dr. Wily, but... I haven't actually played Mega Man 10. I've seen, you know, Let's Plays of it. And I really do not like Mega Man 9 at all, so I'm still kind of iffy on playing Mega Man 10 before I actually beat it. I haven't beaten Mega Man 9 yet. It actually... You know... I know I'm pretty much going for, like, the noob answer as to why don't you like Mega Man 9? Well, it's because it's... Like I said, I don't particularly tend to like games that I'm overly bad at. But in Mega Man 9, a lot of it isn't my fault. It's mainly due to the fact that Intercreates, who did a lot of development on the game, I think they were the ones who did the most of the development on the game, decided to... Every other thing is a cheap shot that will kill you in one hit, or force you into a pit or something like that, or you're like guaranteed to get hit unless you have pixel-perfect timing and know exactly what you're getting into at all times. And I die like 20 times on a particular stage trying to get to the Robot Masters. Robot Masters aren't that bad, by the way. I do like to enjoy the fights with the Robot Masters. But getting to the Robot Masters is a pain in the ass for me. And after I beat Galaxy Man, there was like a 2-year span where I would refuse to play the game. And then I eventually did get around to beating all the Robot Masters, and I haven't played it in a few months, but the farthest I've gotten thus far is Wily Stage 2. And I know a lot of people are like, well, you're just a noob, and this is how Mega Man was. Like, back in the day. No, it's not. That is not how Mega Man was back in the day. You know, it was a lot of the I mean, I'm going to go out on the limb here, but I'm just suspecting that a lot of the game design, like the stage design, was Intercreates and not Capcom who were like basically responsible for that. And that's mainly because Intercreates did the Mega Man Zero series, which is pretty tough. I mean, there are some pretty cheap shots there. I mean, I like the Mega Man Zero games, but, you know... I mean, I can play through the old actual NES Mega Man games with no problem. most of the time, I still had some problems when I was a kid playing through a lot of those games, but it was mainly due to that was my fault. I was making stupid mistakes. It's not like the game is forcing you to make stupid mistakes and forcing you to learn from them. I mean, I didn't do too badly in this game so far. We just beat the first boss of the Wily stages. But, you know, that's just my stand on Mega Man 9. If you disagree, then, well, that's your opinion. I do not like Mega Man 9 at all. The only things I like about Mega Man 9 are... Well, the main thing I like about Mega Man 9 was... I love the music in that game. I'm not gonna lie, the music is by far awesome. I mean, it's not by far the greatest, but it is absolutely kick-ass. I just can't stand playing the game. And there are a lot of people, you know, like my friends and my brother, who agree with me. And, you know, if you're really good at the game, if you've played through it 50 times and you like doing that kind of stuff, you know, more power to you. I mean, I'm not gonna say you're stupid for liking the game. I'm not. I mean, you know, people absolutely love the game. And I think that the main reason that people like the game, I think, is because of the 8-bit graphics. I think that's, like, the main reason why people like it. And you know, when it comes to video game bit stylings, I'm more of a fan of 16-bit myself. I'm more of a Super Nintendo Genesis fan. You know, when comparing 8-bit to 16-bit, for me, 16-bit wins out every time. I mean, still, in my personal opinion, the most important part of a game is the gameplay aspects and how fun it is for me to play through the game. Like, I love Mega Man 3. This is like one of the few... This is one of the few NES games that I can actually, honestly say that I really, really, really like. Like, Mega Man, like, I like 2 okay, and 4 through 6 I like playing through 3 through 6 a lot more than I like playing through 2. But, you know, that's just me. And, like, Kirby's Adventure, Mario 3, and I'm drawing blanks after the favorite NES games after that. But again, that's just my opinion. You already know my standings on the 2 Zelda games. And we're at the Yellow Devil here. Now that I basically talked about my opinions on 8-bit games. And why I can't understand, you know... I mean, I really don't understand why everyone thinks 8-bit is so awesome. I mean, it's just, you know, games, and again, I prefer 16-bit myself. But, you know, everyone goes for that nostalgia factor, and that wins out over everything else. At least, you know, from what I have observed. I'm not saying that I'm absolutely 100% right, that's just what I feel. But I've rambled on about that long enough. This version of the Yellow Devil is an absolute joke. Unlike the Yellow Devils of other games, which are actually fairly challenging in regards to, you know... Like, I often do have trouble with dodging the blocks in other games. Maybe it's because weaknesses in this game really do account for a lot of the damage you will do. Like, if something has a weakness, they are very weak to that weakness. That's just a trend I've seen in this game. But yeah, and it doesn't help that, you know, this stage basically gave me energy tanks. But before we start this stage, I'm going to call it a video because we're almost at 15 minutes here. And so when we come back, hopefully we'll finish... Well, I don't know if we'll finish the game in one part, but we'll see. I've been Rado Goji, and I'll be here next time. Join me, won't you?